Hi, I'm Eduard Dezeanu and I'm a social confidence coach. Congratulations for reaching this presentation. If you're here, this means you probably feel nervous or tense during many conversations. Maybe while chatting with someone, you're often at a loss for words and you don't know what to say next, or you feel you're not interesting enough and you have a hard time making an impression on others. Maybe you rarely go to parties or social events, and even when you do, you frequently just stand alone in a corner. Or you tend to be quiet and reserved during social interactions, while others talk and have fun. Most importantly, you want to fix this so you can turn around your social life, dating life or career and live to the fullest. If this is true, I want to tell you two things. The first is that I've been there and I know exactly how you feel. The second thing is to watch this presentation entirely because it provides the key to solving these issues once and for all. In this exclusive presentation, I'm gonna show you how you can make effortless, confident and captivating conversation with anyone, no matter how tough conversation may be for you right now. You're about to learn cutting-edge psychological know-how that most men and women will never know. So I need you to put 19 minutes aside, glue yourself to the chair, not literally, and focus your attention. Alright, many people I coach have trouble starting conversations, keeping them going, or avoiding awkward silences. Sounds familiar? If this is your case as well, you probably think you have this problem because you don't have interesting things to say or you lack conversation skills. But this is not true. Something very few people truly understand is that 80% of how well you make conversation and what impact you have on others is determined by your mental state. The remaining 20% is determined by how good your conversation skills are per se, as well as how rich and interesting your lifestyle is. When you're in the right mental state, your thinking is clear and agile. Your social intuition jumps into action. Yes, you have one. And conversation becomes effortless. What is this right mental state? It's no more and no less than conversation confidence. The feeling of calm and self-assurance regarding starting a conversation, making conversation, and expressing yourself in it. And the most powerful method to make effortless conversation is to boost your conversation confidence. It gets even better. Not only that improving your conversation confidence will make any conversation run smoothly, but it's also the one crucial change that will immediately make others notice you more and find you captivating. They'll visibly enjoy talking with you, want to know you better, initiate future interactions with you, and even compete for your attention. Think of it this way. When you feel nervous and inadequate during a conversation, you're like a worn-out 1980 Ford Pinto without the carburetor. When you feel confident and at ease, you're like a brand new Ferrari F70. Conversation confidence makes that big of a difference. It allows you to be your very best self in conversation, and it revives your social life, dating life, and career. Trust me, once you have conversation confidence, you'd be amazed how sharp your conversation skills are and how interesting you are. The best news I can give you is that once you have a good understanding of its psychology, you can drastically increase your conversation confidence. How do I know? For starters, because I've been on both sides of the fence. In high school and college, I was the shy, invisible guy people barely noticed. I felt anxious during most conversations, I was very reserved, and I often struggled with making even basic conversation. I remember that sometimes while walking down the street, if I would notice a person I knew on the same side, I would urgently cross to the other side of the street so I wouldn't run into them, because just the thought of having to talk with them made me feel nervous. Now, I meet lots of new people every single week and I find it easy and fun to make conversation with them. I can always count on the fact that I can be myself and others will like me just the way I am. And my only issue is that I know too many cool people to be able to hang out with each one of them as much as I would like to. I also give speeches on the psychology of confidence on a regular basis to audiences of up to a few hundred, and I positively love every second of it. In addition, over the past 5+ years, as a social confidence coach, I've worked with hundreds of individuals just like you and helped them boost their conversation confidence. The transformations they have achieved have been nothing short of remarkable. And if they did it, you can too. All you require is the proper know-how. The first thing you need to understand is that confidence is created by your beliefs system. And so is insecurity. According to Albert Ellis, who is deemed as the second most influential psychotherapist in history, external events do not make us disturbed. Rather, we disturb ourselves by telling ourselves, and for the most part creatively inventing, irrational beliefs. I've studied and interviewed numerous individuals with natural conversation confidence, and I can tell you one thing about them. Most of them are just average individuals with above average conversation confidence. They're not smarter than you or me, wealthier, more successful, or better looking. And the charisma or conversation skills they may have are largely the product of their confidence, not its cause. Why are they confident? Simply because they have a set of deep-seated beliefs that automatically empower them in social settings instead of disempowering them. Here's one pertinent experiment psychologists have done on goldfish, which reflects the concept of limiting beliefs at a basic level. In this experiment, a bunch of goldfish were raised in a long aquarium with a glass wall smack down its middle. Whenever these goldfish tried to get on the other side, they'd hit the invisible wall. Eventually, the fish learned that it was impossible to get on the other side of the aquarium, and they resigned to staying on their side. Here's where the experiment gets interesting. After a few months, the researchers removed the glass wall. Guess what happened? The goldfish continued to swim only on their side of the aquarium, despite now having the entire aquarium available. Due to past conditioning, they falsely believed that going into the other side of the aquarium was not possible. If you lack conversation confidence, just like those goldfish, you hold false beliefs that are feeding your lack of confidence and making you miss out on life. The fact of the matter is, the only thing that's stopping you from having the conversation confidence you want right now is your limiting beliefs. And the number one secret to rock solid conversation confidence is overcoming these limiting beliefs. In a moment, I'm gonna give you the steps of my proven method for overcoming your limiting beliefs and becoming confident in conversation. But before I do that, I want to share with you the 3 actions you simply must take if you want to drastically improve your confidence. You see, sadly, most people who struggle with anxiety or insecurity barely make any progress. Or they make it in years when they could have made it in months or even weeks. All of this is because they leave out one or more of these 3 indispensable actions. The first action is to seek specific knowledge instead of general knowledge. Most of the advice you'll read or hear about building confidence is stuff like just be yourself or don't care what others think about you. Yeah, how? While this kind of advice can point you in the right direction, it will not make you a more confident person. It's too generic for you to be able to apply it successfully. Relying on this kind of guidance is like reading a couple of articles on how to use a parachute and then jumping out of an airplane. If you want to improve your confidence, you need to acquire specific knowledge. Specific knowledge shows you the exact steps and sub-steps to make, as well as how to make them effectively. It gives you a clear blueprint and thus it creates results. The second action is to use scientifically supported tools instead of self-help snake oil. Fortunately, we have today methods and techniques for improving confidence that are established by rigorous psychological research as highly effective. Unfortunately, they are buried in a mass of self-help snake oil that promises sheer miracles and constantly fails to deliver. Case in point, perhaps you've heard of positive affirmations? Numerous self-help gurus encourage people to repeat to themselves every day positive affirmations such as "I am confident" or "I love myself for who I am," promising it will make them exceptionally confident. Positive affirmations are not a new concept. In the 1920s, French pharmacist Émile Coué created a real fad called autosuggestion by encouraging everyone to repeat aloud positive statements each morning and evening. Positive affirmations certainly sound good, there's just one problem. They don't work. This simplistic technique is no more effective today than it was in the 1920s. Not a single independent scientific study has managed to confirm positive affirmations as a proper tool for gaining lasting confidence. They may create a momentary feeling of self-assurance, but it dissipates shortly after you stop repeating them. They have no discernible positive long-term effect on your confidence. This is why it's essential to seek and employ tools that are supported by reliable scientific research and stay away from self-help snake oil. The third action is to commit yourself to becoming confident. Every person I ever met who radically improved their confidence did so because at one point they made a firm decision to get their confidence issue handled and then took the required measures instead of fumbling around. If you truly want the same results, you need to do the same. Listen, you're never gonna significantly improve your confidence by merely reading articles online or daydreaming of a day when you're confident and charismatic. I should know, I used to do that continually. You have to decide firmly that you will become as confident as you desire, aim for the best methods available, and apply them persistently. So, are you ready to commit yourself, boost your conversation confidence, and never feel like life is passing by you again?